Episode 10. Episode 10.
That's a big one, man. Episode 10.
Hey, we made it. Hey.
Episode 10, bro.
Had a couple little breaks, but hey, we made it.
We've been consistent, though.
Got the consistency
We
back.
got you content each week, like we said.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what I'm saying? We did. That's facts.
But yeah, so this episode 10, will be having my cousin, lives in Pennsylvania, junior year at Pitt, electrical engineer major, I think. So we'll get in a little bit of the college stuff, a little bit.
Give us some tips on what's going on.
Yeah, give us a couple little tips and just chop it up about what's been going on the past couple of weeks. I mean, it's a shame. Like I don't live on the East Coast, so I barely get a chance to really speak to him like that. So this will be one of the first longer conversations that I've had with him with a cool minute. So hope you guys enjoy it. Hey, episode 10, man.
Episode 10. Episode 10 right there. All right. Well, you know what it is. We are the Voices of Tomorrow.
The Words of the Unheard.
LA's finest.
My name is Christophe.
My name is Amiri. And you are listening to the New Knowledge Podcast. You know what it is.
Hey, one take. All right. Welcome to episode 10 of the New Knowledge Podcast.
Episode 10.
We've got an illustrious guest, my cousin, straight from Pennsylvania, across the country. Tell us a little bit about yourself for the guests that don't know you.
Hi, I'm Michael Etter. I'm a junior at the University of Pittsburg. I'm currently majoring in electrical engineering. I'm holding it down for Sixburg, the city of champions. Let's get that straight.
Yeah, so how has it been, you know what I'm saying? You're a little older than us. How has it been, your experiences, just where you are, being at school? You know what I'm saying? Just how has it been?
Being on campus.
Yeah. You know
Campus life is good. There's so many restaurants. Like I just walked out, got some chicken, like the best chicken sandwiches you will ever see in your life. Better than chicken.
From where? Where'd you get the sandwiches from?
Chicken. It's literally called chicken.
It's called chicken.
No cap.
Hey, you think I can eat? This man, this is where I learned it from. This is where I learned the food from.
Yeah.
So on the food.
Take your word for it.
It's pretty good. Obviously we got the football teams, the Panthers, we got, the Steelers, all this life around. Yeah. It's great. And then I get to see a lot of my friends every now and then, even with all the COVID stuff, we take precautions, mask up and everything. Yeah. It's nice being on campus, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean the one thing I realized is after at first I was thinking, I'm gonna be perfectly fine online school, it's no biggie. But I went to UCLA Thursday, just went, a couple of my friends went over, and you were all on campus, and it's damn, so much stuff could have been popping off on campus right now, so much stuff, and especially at UCLA, you got tens, thousands of people, so much stuff going on. But back to in Pennsylvania, for those of you that don't know, a key battleground state in the upcoming election. So, I mean, he likes to tell me his vote, as much as we like to say that all votes matter the same, we know that his vote matters more than
more than both of ours combined. Have you come across anybody who's kind of challenged, I guess, your political belief, or you've heard something that's just been way far from how you think when it comes to politics?
Oh yeah, definitely. When I was coming back into Pittsburgh, actually this summer, I rolled into the city and immediately there was a sign that was "We support the police," and I was just oh great, I'm back home.
I'm back.
Yeah, I'm back, baby, woohoo! But yeah, no. Early in my freshman year, a lot of my friends, or not a lot of my, a lot of my friends challenged me. One was like a libertarian, and he was like, yo, Michael, listen to me. You know, the government shouldn't be able to control every aspect of your life. And then another one, she was a Republican. She liked Trump, but then she had like weird views of like how China should be able to like it was China's turn to have like global power. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just really like that really confused me because usually Republicans are like America number one, and then she goes, yeah, but China deserves a chance. It's okay if China takes over, and me and the libertarian were just like, what?
Yeah, that's it. That's strange to hear. You know, I definitely only know one or two Republicans, open Republicans in my circle.
Hey, there's a lot of
closeted.
And you know what they say? Hey, it's only you and that ballot when you get to the poll.
Yeah.
Like, as much as you can say a whole bunch of stuff, I mean, but it's a whole different climate over here. Like, it's entirely different. Even a lot of the people who like lean Republican still like recognize like that Trump is like Trump. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And they're not blinded to I guess him as a person and him and what he's done as a president. I mean, like, you know, or they're not blinded to some of the ignorance that he said during the debates. Like before things were, you could argue that he came from a place of knowledge or something like that. You know what I'm saying? In these debates, it shows just how uneducated he is about general things. He speaks very broadly about everything, while it seems Biden's a little bit more specific with his plans.
I mean, it's I think part of it is like giving a little bit too much credit because like you just have to be like more specific than Trump, like like being the least racist person in the room. Like it's a low bar, but I mean, like
he keeps killing him with that stuff though. He puts Biden on. I ain't no Trump supporter, but he puts Biden on hush mode with that super PAC.
So yeah, I mean, but I mean, some of the part is like we were talking yesterday. He was like, we can't use windmills because they kill too many birds or something like something like what? But I mean, definitely. How do you feel, especially in like the class, like or not the class, but I guess the college aspect of it? Because I mean, it's one part living there, but it's another part like going to college. At like I'm sure like a lot of people from Pennsylvania go to Pitt, so it's sort of like that same sort of demographic. So how do you I guess the way I want to phrase it, like how is like the learning environment where you're surrounded by like so many different point of views, or if that affects it in any sort of way?
It doesn't really in the classroom. It doesn't really affect much because you're more focused on like the material being presented. I don't see a lot of like I don't see any really MAGA hats or anything blatantly like Republican or like not Republican. You know what I mean? Like that would make me feel uncomfortable in a situation.
But does it change like the atmosphere of the campus? Or I guess when you did have like the open campus and stuff.
I mean, yeah, I would say so. I mean, Pitt's diverse. So, but we keep our political views, I guess, close to the chest. So right about now, I walk down the street to get groceries and I see graffiti that says like F Trump on the sidewalk as I'm reading. But then a couple years ago, during my freshman year, I don't know if you guys remember the Tree of Life shooting at the synagogue.
Yeah.
Oh, that was about 15 minutes away from like I heard the cop cars going by, and then eventually Trump, had to come, to Pittsburgh to try to grieve with the country. I didn't, buy that bullshit because he wasn't really gonna do much.
He's terrible with grief.
Yeah.
Right, and it was
very sarcastic every time he speaks.
Yeah.
When it's like that.
He pushes propaganda or like view. He burns like the tension. He raises the tensions, and like a lot of people that don't like the Jewish faith, they feel emboldened by Trump. So that's what happened there. So I didn't really feel like going to see Trump. And then of course some like I think it was on Fifth Avenue, which is like I think that way. No, that it's right there. And like his motor car was going by, and like there was a bunch of students one of my friends or like friends put like a water bottle with a Trump sticker, and she's like, "I support my president." I'm just like, this isn't really the time. So, you know, it's always good to have like some challenge, you know what I mean, to your worldview. Because I feel like I've grown because I've like, as much as I like disagree with their opinions, and I think that they're kind of not really, you know, they're not knowledgeable about the real facts.
Yeah.
I still feel like I learned by having having Discord with them.
I mean, yeah, you definitely learn, at least for me, one of the things that like I was challenged on was like stuff like gun control. And like, I mean, you know, me being in whatever high school or me being like 10th grade or whatever, and like, you know, you have all these mass shootings and you're automatically thinking like, we gotta like we have to stop, like, well, what do we need assault rifles for, like all that type of stuff. But me personally, I kind of changed my stance a little bit after one of my friends, he was telling me like in terms of the way that the government treats minorities already, thinking that, you know, banning guns or, you know, sort of restricting it so much for like background checks and stuff like that, some of that will disproportionately hurt Black people even more than they'll hurt other groups. And just thinking about that, like if you had like a minor misdemeanor, no gun.
Yeah.
So it's like, while I still definitely support some form of gun control, because I don't think anything should be completely that free when it's that dangerous.
Yeah.
It definitely opened my eyes a little bit.
Yeah, that's how it was for me when I was at the gun range. It was kind of like
the gun range.
That we get in there. So I get into the gun range, and my dad knows this guy who's like in the, I think I told you about this. This guy who's in the Navy SEALs or whatever. This white guy, buff dude, and he's like, he's like, don't think restricting gun laws is all great and stuff like that. They try to sell it to you because of the mass shootings and everything, but the laws that really attack the restriction of guns and arsenals and stuff like that hurts minority communities the most, because that's what they're enacted for. It didn't affect a certain group of people up until minorities were able to express those rights, and then those gun laws, restrictions, and everything started. You know, it became more strict to help us, or to help the community. They tell us that by unarming us, we'll be safer.
Yeah, and then have, you know, police extremely.
And we contribute to it though. Like nobody wants to talk about it, but we, you know, Black on Black violence and you know, minority violence period contributes to that narrative that guns aren't safe in our community.
Even though, I mean, I do like understand like it contributes to the narrative, but then also like the whole thing about like poverty and proximity are like two of like the bigger like factors in terms of Black on Black crime.
Yeah.
I'll quote for those of you that can't see me. But yeah, I definitely see that a lot. Definitely being challenged is
the best. Like that kid that I always like crap on. Like I don't like his views, but me being challenged by him has made me has better prepared me to talk to more people who share his ideas. Because first of all, I don't ever want to. Me personally, everybody knows I don't ever want to feel uneducated in a situation. Whether the educated side is based upon morals or backed by values that I don't fully support, I still need to know about them, because I like seeing everything full, like whole circle, full view, you know what I'm saying? Because I just think that that's more important than just being one-sided. I feel like when you're one-sided, you're one-minded, and then, you know, you go ahead and you're binding to what society wants us to do. They want us to choose between Democratic or Republican. They want it to be two sides to make it more simple, and slide things underneath, right? Like every Democrat has voted for a Democratic candidate, and then that same candidate or their cabinet or whatever slides in something that's slightly Republican, or slides in something that slightly goes against everything they promised. And it's just because we're so blind, so we end up supporting it because it's tagged with Democrat.
Yeah.
So I just I think it's important to learn both sides, because there's some things on the other side, on the I'm a Democrat, but there's some things, or I'm not a Democrat, but I'm going Democratic this election.
Yeah, I mean, I lean left, but I lean left,
but I look right.
I lean left, but I look right.
No cap. So yeah, hey, quotas on that. That's gonna go.
But when we get back to like the gun control, I remember watching this one, Dave Chappelle. One of the things was like,
oh god,
y'all niggas really want gun control? Every black person buy a gun. They'll change the law. Yeah. It's like,
that's what I said. That's what I tell every single, like, I'm working right now to get mine, bro. Every single black person, bro, needs to get a gun. And it's not for me. For me, the reason why I think that's important is because, unfortunately, I think that fear is the only way to solve situations when it comes to the general public. Now, the nice moral side of things is to be like, oh well, if I appeal to your better nature,
everybody's gonna change.
Everybody will change and everything, right? But no. Laws and that change, which is the reason why they're saying that the Black Lives Matter movement is political. It's because the only way to really spark that change is to go to laws. Why do laws work? Because you fear the law, right? You fear the law. If I were to go outside and start shooting at cops because I didn't like them, I'm gonna get even if I yell at a cop something wrong, like, hey bro, you're a pig, you suck, like something's gonna happen to me, right? So more out of fear of what can happen to me as a black man, I do not mess with the law, right? Not because of, respect of the people, of the individual, but fear of the law, right? And so that fear keeps people in line, and it's become so engraved in our society and stuff like that we kind of become blind to that as fear. We just think that that's just the way things are. You follow the rules, blah blah blah. But we know that the rules aren't fair. We're fearful to break them, but we know they're not fair, which means that we're ran by fear. And so the only way to enact that change is to enact another side of fear, right?
Yes, yeah.
Right? Like,
motivated by
that's why you put it in law, because then those people who disrespect, let's say police brutality was illegal. And it's a funny thing to say that, like it's not already legal or whatever, but let's say that was completely illegal, right? Then that means that a lot of people who commit that crap will be a little bit more mindful before slapping a black person with a nigger stick before they do anything to us, you know what I'm saying, that is bad, right? A police baton, right? they'll be careful before hitting us with a police baton before they do anything else, right? And that's just my point of view of things, right? Like, I think that I was telling my dad this. I wish that we were all in the position where this election wasn't like, kind of fear, on our edge, kind of like fearful of what could happen. The two candidates are like, they might die in office. Like, so many things that factor into what's going on. It's like, I wish it wasn't like that, but it's true that part of the reason why we're so pushed to vote and change the law and to create change is because of fear of what happens if we don't actually voice our opinion, fear that things will stay the same as they were before.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate that that this country is kind of, we call it law, but it's ran on fear. Yeah. And the only way to enact change is through fear. That's why I think the gun law thing will work when it comes to all black people, all people that they fear buying guns, because then they're gonna be like, oh, why these motherfuckers arming up? Like, what happened all of a sudden? It's like, no, bro, we saw you guys arming up since your great ancestors, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got these freaking historic rifles in your garage and everything like that. I give me a nice little Glock 17. Now you getting all goosey in your boots, like, oh, you getting all scared. Like, that's just because that fear will start enacting that change. So that's why I think everybody should register.
I thought it was
you're gonna use it. Like, I'm not gonna use that shit. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna say I got it. And I'm putting that shit in my closet for like the rest of, like, I'm not finna like be shooting people out here. You wanna fight me? Let's run them hands. But like that's a whole different conversation. So like, yeah, I just think that that's an important. Unfortunately, that's more of the tactic behind arming minorities. It's not because we need to protect ourselves. We can protect ourselves in different ways. You know what I'm saying? We're holistic people. We're vibrant people. Right? We don't need to resort to violence to defend ourselves. Right? We resort to the better nature of ourselves. But these motherfuckers don't. So it's just like working. It's just we live in their world. We live in their world for now. So it's just how do we, kind of flip the flip the script on them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think that's personally why I want to buy the gun laws need to change. Arm up. So that's how it changes.
No, I get it. I agree with that opinion, because that's what Reagan did back in like the old times with like the Black Panthers. California. I might be misinterpreting your guys' history, but if I remember right, the Black Panthers back in like, I guess the 80s were like armed to the teeth and like open carry. And then Ronald Reagan was like, this is too scary. Let's get rid of it.
Yeah, no, that's definitely what it was. It was like, because you got these solid black soul brothers arming up, dressed just nice with these huge AKs and everything, just walking around and our communities, you know what I'm saying, not extending it to anything bad, but just protecting us just as a whole. And then, of course, that scares the white society at that, especially at that time, right? Because it was basically like, you mess with us, we'll use the same tactic you used against us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're just protecting our people. And they made it. Now that's what the guy was basically telling me. He was using that as an example. It's like, why is it that after those gun laws, white people bought more guns and black people had less? Like, even though it was an American law,
an equal law.
And see, we just went into gun laws and how deep that goes. It's just, imagine all these other laws that, like, that's why it's so important to vote right now. And we have the knowledge now. There's no BS. Everything's on television now. Everything's on the internet now. So there's no, you can only choose to be ignorant now, right? You have access to infinite knowledge. You can only choose to be ignorant.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people choose to be ignorant. You ever go to the YouTube comments? Like,
yeah.
Sometimes I just love scrolling. I'm just like, oh wow, they're really going off on it.
YouTube comments and Instagram comments are undefeated, bro. Them crowds be so funny, but like, it's only funny because it's so stupid.
Yeah.
And in times where I'm not looking for a laugh, I accidentally scroll by something I just don't want to see, or it's not funny in the moment. It's just like, bro, like, this is the ignorance of all people, not just a specific race. Like, all people have their ignorant moments. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Oh no.
Speaking of ignorant moments, let's go into college. Plenty of ignorance over there. Nice little segue there. But as somebody, you are third year college, almost out of here. We're just getting started.
Yeah.
How do you feel, man? How do you feel? Third year.
I feel good. I mean, my man from high school is coming over. I think he's like 5 minutes away, so I'll be having to pick him up. But I feel good.
We can edit. We can edit it. Don't worry.
Yeah, but ignorant moments. I mean, you know me, and my cousin, Max, another cousin of his.
Yeah.
We have a really cringy saying that we put on T-shirts in the University of Pittsburgh, but Pitt is lit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I live in this is where I live. This is my apartment. So I basically, the only people that really stop me, there's no RAs. The only people that really stop me are like cops, and they need warrants. And I'm not doing anything. Let's put, because this is on the internet. Let's put this real. I'm not doing anything illegal. Nothing illegal. There's no marijuana. There's like no Molly. There's nothing in my apartment that's illegal. Everything here is legal. But
for any of the Pittsburgh cops listening, nothing going on over there.
Anyone listening, everything
Feds have been watching it. Feds been watching.
Just a man in his dorm. That's it.
So yeah, I mean, with like the parties or like,
I'd say.
it gets a little crazy at my place sometimes. I got a cabinet that's literally just filled with beer pong, like with just cups for beer pong. I'm looking at 3 bottles of rum. Two of them are near empty. One of them is full. A bottle of alcohol, a bottle of vodka, Absolute, and then 1.75 liters of another brand of vodka.
What a guy! Hey, don't turn alcoholic on us, man.
That's what my mom said. Don't
turn alcoholic on us now, man.
Dude, I was making sangria the other day. Yeah, but so it gets a little out of hand. But it's important though, like, to not get too crazy, like not have like some. I know some fiends like in my engineering group where they like do nothing but drink on like the weekdays, which is just like,
I'm dangerous and crap. I heard that over in San Diego State.
Yeah, to me that's kind of lame when you're doing that. And then they're also drinking, like they were drinking like, Discord,
Discord, the server,
drinking through Discord, like in the right. Like, to me, like, I like being social. I'm like, to me, that's like
That's such an engineering thing to do. That's such an engineering thing to do.
Okay.
Yo, let's hop on the Discord.
I'm on the Discord and let's drink. Oh yeah. But
So how you balance? Because I know once you got in, like especially once you got your apartment, like
yeah.
we know what's going down once you get your own apartment. But like, how do you balance that with how school? I mean, because it's not an easy major by any means.
Oh no. Yeah.
Not even like it's not like you're no disrespect.
No disrespect.
But like it's not like you're an English major or like
no disrespect. I knew you were gonna say that.
I apologize for all the English majors, but plain and simple. I don't know how many pages you can write. You can write a lot of pages, but this is engineering we're talking about. Like, write about that.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, I know. Like, in terms of like navigating such a difficult major and being able to have some fun. Because I mean, I'll tell you, like my classes this week. Oh my God! Like you're at the beginning of the school year, you have everybody's excited to be there, whatever. And like it's got to the point now where like in my computer science classes, we go to breakout rooms and like not a soul is talking, not even getting off the mic. And it's like, and that's just part of like the nature of like that's kind of how a lot of, I mean, stereotypical engineering students are. So in terms of us being engineers, you've been an engineer, like how is it to break out of that?
Maybe I guess it's not that hard to like break out. You just got to be careful. Like I tried my best to balance my social life with like my work life. So I do like nothing but work weekdays. Like I plan out like I got to do this, and this. I got like a calendar over there that's just literally filled with like homework assignments. And like if I don't finish them all, that's okay. But I strive to finish as much as I can. And then every now and then, because like after the midterms, I'm like, I'll tell you right now, I crashed. Like if there's, because like after midterms, there's not a lot of work being assigned.
Yeah.
You're relearning like a new unit. They kind of take the
it's like a reset.
Yeah. So then at that point, that's when I throw like a party. That's when I have my friends over. That's I got my friend over there. Say hi, Joe.
What's good?
That's Joe.
My guy, Joe.
What's up, Joe?
Yeah. And then not even like parties, like you don't always need like alcohol or like that fun. Like I got some other friends of mine from Bridges, which is like I got a scholarship and I had like a high enough GPA to be put in like a program for like I guess African Americans and like people of color, because there was also Hispanics there, and it was mostly just minorities. So like I got a friend group there, and what they don't really like to drink. One of them's one of them's from like Nigeria. I love him. Straight no alcohol.
Straight from the motherland, pure.
Yeah, so him and the other one. Him and them, we play like video games. Like we play Super Smash Bros.
Yeah.
And it's very fun, but it also gets like very disrespectful.
No, them games be no cap. Like, when you in the game for real, it can get disrespectful.
So I guess what advice would you give us?
Or just any
in terms of definitely like managing time.
Yeah, what would you just give like the general freshmen, getting into college? We're getting towards finals. Like just what type of advice would you give to us?
Definitely, time management, I would say, is like an extreme skill. Like you need to, like, if you take nothing from what I say, time management, please take that, because if you can manage your time well, you'll go far. And if like, don't procrastinate too. Like I know I sometimes procrastinate. Like it's hard not to sometimes, but if you slip, I can see it in your faces. If you slip a little, like just too much, it can come back hard. Like I feel like sometimes I took one day off, and then with like engineering, they hit you. with like so many projects, and like these projects, they sometimes take like all night to do. Just the other night, I think Thursday, I had a lab report due, and I just couldn't finish. Like I finished it in time, thank God. But
Thank God.
you know what I mean? It's just like I was there from like 4 to like maybe I pulled like 4 to like 11 or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So and then that's just that one class. So then you have like another class with that, and like you might have another project that's just equally as long, due like maybe Friday. You can't really so if you manage your time, focus, and don't get discouraged by results. You know what I mean? I know Chris over here is a very smart individual. He like in my family, I am pretty much, everyone just likes to say that I'm pretty much the dumb one. It's just,
they don't say that. They don't say that.
Like compared, like nah, you, Lisa, and Chelsea, all like 4.0s. Me 3.0, and everyone's like, oh, look at Michael. He's trying his best. He's really trying. Don't get too discouraged with like the results. I mean, I got a C- on a midterm, but that was like the curve is probably going to help me out there because I'm pretty sure my friends all failed.
Yeah.
I once got let me check. I think it was bad. I think I got a 27 out of 65 on a final.
Ooh. Was that that signals? The signals one?
Class. I legitimately think I got like a 40% on the final and still got a C in the class.
Dang.
So it's don't get discouraged by like hard classes. Just know, like, especially in STEM, they're trying to weed you out. Like your father told me, like they're just trying to like weed you out every single year, and they won't let up. As long as you are determined, you can be an engineer. That's what I think.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, you just hear so much going in, and it's like, I mean, I'm fortunate. Like I was telling you beforehand, like I'm glad that I'm not like that like 4.0 student that like can't comprehend getting a B. Like that's just not me. Like I'm going into college knowing like these are all like some of the smartest people in the world.
Yeah.
All in one place. And I expect still to be like that, like upper echelon. Like I'm too smart not to know that, that you're gonna fail. Like it's part of the journey.
I was surprised when I got an A in like on a quiz in engineering. I was like, what?
Yeah, I had an A on my lab. I was like, are you go back and grade that crap again, bro. Like I don't think it was.
Yeah, I was like, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like going into my first semester, of course my classes are, relatively.
I was nothing compared to like that signals class.
Yeah.
Like all of our classes equal that one.
Yeah. So like, I mean, and but you hear from all your all the upperclassmen just like, oh yeah, you got it easy now, but just wait. And then
you're not even thinking. Yeah, you're thinking it's easy right now.
Yeah, I try to like, I don't know if I should do this, but I kind of try to trick myself that it's challenging, or that it's difficult, but for some reason it makes me work harder for it. Like, I don't think my mind works like that, but like for real, like if I say like, oh, this is gonna be like, if I say it's easy, I'm not gonna put any effort into it because it's easy. Yeah. So every time somebody asks me how's college going, I'm like, woo. They'd be like, show me your grades. It'd be straight A's. And I'm like, wait, hold up. My thing is just that my mentality is just to be like, woo, because it has been a challenge and I have worked for those grades and it's gonna continue to work until like, until I get hit or until it actually becomes easier, which I know it won't be. So I continue to tell myself it's challenging, or that I need to challenge myself. Maybe that's what the word is. Like I need to challenge myself to try hard on these tests and exams and stuff. And then it ends up paying off so far. I mean,
the one thing is that like I find myself now, like it's not even like the work isn't per se difficult.
Yeah.
Right now,
it's definitely tedious.
It's tedious. It's like it just takes time because as much as we all don't want to say like we're super uptight about stuff, but like at the end of the day, you want to put your best effort forward. Like, no matter if I think I'm gonna fail or not, like I'm not failing. I'm trying failing.
Yeah.
Like there's a difference. So then, like it's not even like the work is. I mean, it's definitely like challenging, but it's more so tedious and it just takes time. And that's where the time management comes in. Like people were telling me, like it's not even about you, because you know you're smart by the time you get to college. Like you know that you're not like
you're capable of success.
You know you're not a rock. Like but it's like it's not even about you being smart. It's about like that time management. Like it's easy. Like I had this one computer science project. As easy as it was, it took me a week to do because I had to keep going in and iterating and going back and forth and testing it out just to make sure it's like perfect. But I mean, yeah, it's crazy.
I definitely will take your advice because now you are at least 100th person of an upperclassman who's told me to do time management. Like
I need to work on that.
Yeah, I really do. Bro, if I'm gonna keep it a whole 100, I use it as a confession tape. If I'm gonna keep it a whole 100, I have not been managing my time. I've actually fell back on a few things. If we're gonna keep it a whole 1,000%. I'm actually playing catch up as we speak. After this, I'm going to West Covina to catch up on some assignments to change my surroundings. But keep it a whole 100. So it's definitely like. But I mean, I have been going through a few things. I went through a few incidents that were kind of like pulled on my emotions and my mentality. I had writer's block, so like my English writer's block sucks. Like, you know, especially like in these classes, and it's in my favorite class, and it sucks. But I sat down with the professor and talked to whatever, and even he told me, "Are you managing your time?" And I'm like, and I haven't been. Like, I haven't been too on topic. I think I started off doing really well. I was excited.
Everybody say everybody get your setup. Once you know it starts going downhill when your desk starts getting messy.
It gets messy.
When the desk starts getting messy,
and when you look at your desk, you're like, I'm not gonna work at that messy desk. And then you fall asleep. Like, bro, that's exactly what happens to me, bro. And it's just you clean your desk, you're like, oh, okay, it's gonna be a new week. You know what I'm saying? You had that one meal that put you to sleep. So that meal when you wake up on your desk, like it's just the cycle's crazy. So it's just I just try to get myself out of it and to get myself better with managing my time. I really try harder with just having I understand school's my goal and school's my only job. And I feel like part of what makes me work harder in school is knowing that I also have other responsibilities to get to. So it's like you know, my success in school and my knowledge I learned in school can be applied to the podcast, can be applied to, you know, me meeting people at school and being active and everything gets more people on this platform, helps me out when I need to intern or something like that. That's actually
we can actually put this on there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you definitely put that on your resume, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
I feel like I did what does it mean to be human episode and how all the adults were like. After that, I was like, yeah, but I could low key put this on my resume.
I was even like that's right there on the extracurricular.
And you're thinking co-founder.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
co-founder.
And then that's why when people on the team or whatever, maybe that's the appeal.
Maybe that's the incentive.
Yeah, you know,
resume builder.
Yeah, like
work on the podcast.
In charge of audio and video, you just start Zoom. Like you know what I'm saying? I definitely think that I take that to heart. Like time management is extremely important to me because I mean that's been it must be the most important because it's the only thing I haven't been doing as well, and it's probably the reason why I'm not seeing success the way I saw it when I first started out because it was so good and then it just died out. So consistency as well, I guess, would be part of that.
I have one more question. So like everybody's always saying like in college you have 3 options and you only get like 2 of them.
Oh, you're talking about the triangle.
Yeah, either your academics, your social life, or what's the last one? Sleep. So is that entirely true?
I mean, I don't think it's entirely true in this. Like, I usually go to bed at like 10, 11, and I have a social life, and I also do relatively well in like school. Like, I have a cumulative GPA of like a 3.2 at the moment. That'll probably go down, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing relatively fine. I feel like people really swing too hard in like certain parts of that triangle. Like you could only have sleep. Like you're gonna go to bed like at 8 and like wake up at 9, and then you could only do academics at that point.
Yeah.
Or you're hanging out with friends like every single day at like for like 4, like nearly half a day every single day, and the rest of the time has to go into academics. You know what I'm saying? So as long as you like spread it out, I kind of find that triangle to be kind of like a myth, at least to me. Everyone operates this a little bit differently. I got one friend, and she basically she's hanging out with I don't think she hangs out with a lot of people. I mean, with like a lot of people. She's really focusing on herself right now, and she's doing really good with school. But I'm saying she's swinging more towards like the school sleep.
Yeah.
But I don't think she sleeps because she goes to bed at like 3 anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So mix and match.
So one more. We hate to put people on blast, but now you got school, sleep, academic. You got school, sleep, social.
Yeah.
Then what happens when you get that girl, man?
Oh Lord.
That's the circle is overloaded at that.
Not really. I don't know. So early on, when I was the girls were always we were always in the same classes most of the time. So I don't know, people's idea of dates are going out to restaurants. And I got caught lacking. One of my friends took a photo of me with a girl, and they put it in the group chat. They're like, "Yo, Mike, look at Michael, look at Big Mike." Hey, he's with a girl right now. I remember that. That's I got caught lacking. So what I do now is I'll be like, "Yo, let's work on homework," or and then afterwards let's watch a movie. And that to me that makes it's the best of both worlds. I mean, I had to kick out my roommate a couple times. Because
Yeah, we know.
Yeah. I had to kick him out. I mean, it's
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. It's all you can balance it, and certain people are better at balancing things. And sometimes you got to realize that you can't always have everything. So you do have to pick and choose. Yeah. So you feel like you're getting overwhelmed by something. You sometimes just gotta step back and be like, I can't do this right now. I can't. I don't want to see I'll be blunt. We broke it off. We all broke it off mutually. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't want to come out like a womanizer and just hey, it was just for a night. But you know what I'm saying? We both realized, don't laugh. We both realized that we had to do we both had to focus on academics, because freshman year especially, that you're getting it's a rush of of emotions and new experiences.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's hard right now because you guys, I guess, you're not on campus.
Not really having that freshman.
Yeah, one of the first memories I had with my roommate was we were in the cafeteria and we were walking up the stairs, and then there was just this really attractive girl in short shorts, and we're just we were oh,
this is college.
Yeah, we're oh damn, so this is what college is like. We're just oh, this is what it's like. So, and then it's there's all these new experiences. You your first Friday on campus. There's just when parties were happening, big parties in South Oakland. People were just on the street drunk, and you could see girls and guys swaying back and forth. You know what I mean? Laughing. It was almost like New Orleans.
Yeah.
So there's just so many experiences, and if you need to step back and I can't really date someone at the moment, that's completely acceptable.
But just let her know early. Let her know early. You don't want any problems, because I mean, especially if
I remember this one's a bad one. I remember this one girl. She was in my class freshman year. It was like a writing class or something like that. So, things happen. She was like, yeah, I got to focus on stat. And I'm just like, she's like, math is hard. And I was just like, being an engineer and
I'm good at that.
I don't think statistics is a hard math class, but sure, go ahead. So then I don't know when she got salty towards me, but she got salty. She broke it off with me and got salty. And I was just like, huh? So then we were in the writing class, and she didn't like my one paper that she tore it to shreds. It was like basically covered with red ink. And she was like, yeah, this sucks. I went to my professor. I'm like, this is he already saw the paper. My professor loved the paper. So I turned it in anyway, got an A. And then we had to critique our critics. So the people that actually reviewed our thing.
I'm on your head. That was pure.
So I kind of got she was mad at me, and I was like, okay, so let me tell you what happened. I wrote in my review that basically her review sucked. It was very, I don't know what she was doing. It wasn't helpful in the slightest. I passed the class with an A. Months later, I get a text from her at 12 in the morning, and she's like, yo, what did you get in that class? Because I got a B. And I was like, oh no. I think the professor read the review and basically failed that. I was like, oh man, I messed up. I was like, I don't know if I messed up, but I was just like,
I didn't know my who am I?
Yeah, I was just like, this. I didn't know how to feel about that. I was just like, oh man, I kind of screwed up, but also I'm like, I don't really feel that bad.
Yeah. I didn't deserve it.
Yeah.
Did you pass that? So I mean, yeah, my only crazy experience with school has been the fact that we in fact have no females in the class.
Oh yeah, he goes to Morehouse, so
right.
all guys.
All guys, but it's just the homies in the class.
The
homies. And I ain't gonna crap on nobody, but some of them be lame. You get those classes where the nerds shine, and it's just it makes it a little bit less interesting. I mean, my most interesting class is history of the African diaspora. When I'm talking about mind blown, I mean, I'm reading stuff that just I would have never thought about before. Engineering design, pretty simple. The only thing that makes it difficult is the fact that the teacher is African. I think Nigerian. And so his accent is thick. Boy, thick. His accent thick. So it's those we can understand him, the papers in front of us or whatever. Then at the end of class, he's telling us what we need to do. We won't know. Today, he ended class early because none of us had our not everybody had their presentation ready. I was on point, but not everybody had the presentation ready, so he just extended it. It wasn't much to him. It just gives him more time to create other stuff in the past. But it was just that's been my only difficulty with school is just that there's I participate in everything, but now I'm running out of that self-motivation, I guess, or whatever. Do that crap. And since I'm in an all-boys school, there's no, I mean, it's not, you don't need a female to motivate you. You don't need that cute girl in class to motivate you to do well or nothing like that. But having it, being that person where it was your surroundings, Muffy, whatever, your surroundings and when you were smart or whatever, and just did a lot of things, student athlete, etc. Your social circle was just a little bit more popping. So since I don't have that connection at that school. So I guess sometimes my motivation to participate and say something that will make the class laugh, or participate and say something that will make everybody go this dude actually really smart. I just say that in the podcast because it's not useful in school no more.
Yeah, no, I get that. Making people laugh in college, it's I don't think you could do from my experience, probably shouldn't try to crack a joke for the entire class because you'll get disrespected hard. There was this one kid in my online classes, every single day he'd type some dumb shit. It would just piss us off. And at one point somebody snapped. They snapped and went off on this kid. He was like, I miss the days where the dumb kids would sit in the back of the class and I could just focus on my work. And then the kid that cracked the joke was I really wish I was there in person. You know what I'm saying? They were actually it was all internet gangsters, keyboard warriors, and they were talking mad trash. It's calm down, but you can't really like crack a joke like that anymore.
I just be saying stuff that's in class, knowledgeably amusing in class. You know what I'm saying? Academically amusing in class. But like, it's just a different vibe. That online thing is becoming where it's like.
But the one thing is that even though like this advice is for like freshmen, when we get to campus, whenever we get to campus, that rush is going to be there.
Yeah, 24 is going to be a crazy year.
Saying that same rush, like if you think about it, you missed out on an entire year. You missed out on the end of your senior year. Missed out on the beginning of your freshman year.
Morehouse made?
Bro, I'm saying like you missed so much. So when everybody gets back, it's not going to be like, okay, let me get back. It's going to be like, oh, I'm a sophomore. I missed out on all this stuff from freshman year, so let me start. Wow.
Hey, but it's crazy. But it's crazy like that because like for our dual degree, going into your sophomore year is like going into your junior year. Like,
because you have to
like everything is stacked. I'm thinking like 18 credits certified. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Oh, that's a lot. I'm taking 17 right now.
14.
I haven't hit more than 15. I think I'm staying on 14.
Yeah, I'm taking 14 right now.
I'm taking 17 right now.
Jeez. See, that would be me adding another like actually hard class.
Yeah.
No, I mean like, and it's
that'd be like me taking like I'm taking calculus, computer science, this philosophy class, and like let me add like physics or something.
I'm taking 17 credits, and then like my programs I'm in. So I'm looking at Howard Thurman honors program. So that's a bunch of more reading classes. My gen ed classes are honors classes, and then I'm in the SMASH program. So I have like more meetings with them and stuff like that. So it's I need to keep my scholarships out to 10 all of those and stuff like that.
Keep that money, man. Keep that money.
So yeah, I mean like, so that's why I'm like, all right, I'm finna take this time management advice because it's starting to yesterday, Thursday, bro. Oh my God, I woke up. So I have a class. This is East Coast or whatever. Atlanta, Atlanta East Coast. We West Coast. So our classes are 3 hours earlier out here. So I got my class at 6:25 a.m.
How much sucks?
Bro, so I'm going 6:25 a.m. or whatever, right? Now, all day, right? I hit a workout or whatever and stuff like that. And then like in the midst of my workout, I realized I'm 30 minutes late to like a freshman assembly thing that I have to be on live, face everything, no hat, all this stuff, like professional thing. And then after that, I got my history of the African diaspora class for like 70, 80 minutes. Then my English honors class for 80 minutes. And then my, what's that other one that I have? Spanish for 80 minutes. And then after that, I had this like, it was like this resume building type of thing, but you have to go there. And it was for like English. And then after that, it's like an hour. It was like from 3 to 4. So I had like a 2-hour break or whatever. My class ended at 2:15. At 3, I had a meeting. At 4, I had an honors meeting. I still had to make up all the work from classwork and everything because they just go over it. You do your classwork later on or like on Friday or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I'm just sitting there and I'm like, after like all those meetings, I'm like, that's my whole day, bro. Yeah. I'm not finna like do work and stuff like that. And then I do a little bit just to, tell my mom I did something today. Mm-hmm. And then I sleep, I knock out. So it's like my time management has become poor because I'm exhausted by 6 to 5 working meetings. Like my Thursdays make me so exhausted that I just sleep and like sometimes I miss the morning classes and stuff like that. Like it's just been different. So
yeah, he did. Very insightful.
Very
insightful conversation.
Conversations, you know what I'm saying? Thank you so much, Michael. It was nice meeting you, bro.
Really appreciate it. From the family.
Yeah, my mom went to UPenn. So if I'm ever out in Pennsylvania, out in, you know what I'm saying? Might have to come through, see what that pit life is about.
We might have to come to the apartment, man. Have us a little fun.
Yeah, dude. It's always open.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, at this point, if all my classes are online, I could really be taking trips.
Yeah, you could. I think your parents are like, why don't you just come over to California for like a day or so?
I could take me a little trip down up to Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
see what's happening.
But yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for being on this episode. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you are what? Number 4, third guest episode. Third guest episode. Top.
Hey.
So this is we thank you so much. You know what I'm saying? Hope we can have you again as well. We're having more topics and stuff like that. And then it'll just be like whatever day you're like, hey, I got something going on or whatever, and I want to talk about this and that. or post topics. You're like, I want to hop on this episode. You just let us know. That's how we do it from now on. So, yeah.
It's great talking to you guys. It was fun, man.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself, man. Good luck to you in college and everything.
Thanks. You guys too.
Thank you so much.
Down, man. Peace.
Yeah.
So you just listened to episode 10 of the New Knowledge Podcast.
Got to put the 10 up.
Episode 10 of the New Knowledge Podcast. Just wrapping it up, definitely want to let you guys know the election, not just the presidential election, propositions, councilmen, congressmen, district attorneys, and also everything's going down November 3rd. So do your research, get ready, get a plan, be sure to vote. Please don't and it's not just the presidential election, but please let your voice be known, because that's the only way that it can be done. And it wouldn't be justice if, as a podcast, young Black men, young Black people, not only in the United States, but the rest of the world, our prayers go out to all of our Nigerian brothers and sisters. They held it down for us, so we got to hold it down for them. ENDSARS.
ENDSARS, and it's just, everything that's going on is very terrible. It's crazy how police brutality is national.
It translates.
And international. You know what I'm saying?
It takes another form.
Which means that it's a mindset, and it's an idea that has been, I guess, just fed. And I feel like, and unfortunately, I feel like we feel like we have to center America around everything or whatever. But I do feel like that seeing us, go after things and then nobody wants to end SARS or help what's going on over in Nigeria. I just feel like we need to extend that same hunger for fighting justice over to Nigeria.
I'm saying it's like the Black lives don't matter anywhere until they matter everywhere. It's like freedom. You can't say that anybody is free if somebody is not free.
Yeah, and as Black people, we need to empower our homeland.
It's like
we've been disconnected.
Even though because there are conflicts, cultural conflicts between Black Americans and Black people across the rest of the world, or Africans and Black people. There's always been, conflicts and stuff, but now is definitely not the time to do that statement, because at the end of the day, we are treated, as you can see, even by your own people, like the young Black guy with some chains or nice stuff, it's global. It's not just our problem. It's just a problem of the way that not only other cultures and other groups see us, but also how you could even see our country like that. They see some of themselves. So it's not even just about preaching love everywhere. It's also self-love, and it's terrible what's going on out there. So we extend our deepest condolences for those that have lost their lives protesting, to those that have been affected by this great tragedy, and we see light at the end of the tunnel. We do.
All situations everywhere. Amen. Been a great episode. You know what I'm saying? Yes. We can have guests, man.
Yeah.
We've been showing y'all that we can have guests, man. So I need y'all to come through on everything. All you people who voted on the Instagram and everything and say y'all's pulling through, I'm looking to y'all. You know what I'm saying? But you have listened to episode 10 of the New Knowledge Podcast. Yes, sir. You know what it is.